Hi, this is Marty with Skincare Science, and welcome back for another video. So in this video, I'm going to talk about mixing Serene products or skincare products in general. So if you're a user of the Serene line, I'm going to go over products that you can mix together and products that you can't mix together, or I wouldn't recommend it. All right? So the first thing that you always want to pay attention to is what is it that you are doing, or what is it that you are trying to do. Okay, so we've got cleanse, okay, and we've got hydrate. That's a bad A. We've got exfoliate and anti-age. All right, so anti-age is a secondary to hydrate. All right, now can you say the same about cleansing and anti-aging? Sure can. Can you say the same about exfoliating or exfoliation? You sure can. Now, let me change colors and talk about the skin for a second and relate all these and what you can and cannot do with mixing products. So we've got the SC. I need to draw that a little thicker this time. Okay, we have the epidermis, and then we have the dermis. Okay, I always like to draw that down there so we know. All right, so within the Serene line, the method of action for anti-aging exfoliating as it relates to hyperpigmentation and other areas of dull and lifeless skin anti-aging, the active ingredient is glycolic acid. So let me write a AHA here. Okay. Now we also have BHA, which is beta hydroxy acid, but we're not going to talk about that right now because that's mainly acne, and I don't think that too many professionals have an issue with that. And with regards to skincare science and the Serene line, or skincare in general, I don't think that most at-home care and or professionals look at beta hydroxy acids like they do all of the other acids that are into anti-aging, exfoliating, hydrating, cleansing. It's all about acne with beta hydroxy acid, and I tend to agree. Okay, so when you think of anti-aging and you think of cleansing and you think of exfoliating, as it relates to the stratum corneum, always remember that alpha hydroxy acids are time dependent and are not protein coagulators, right, like other more intense acids like trichloroacetic acid, okay, or a phenol pill, things like that, okay? So AHAs are time dependent, and what that means is that when you apply them to the skin, when you're dealing with hyperpigmentation, when you're dealing with a thickened stratum corneum, okay, and you're thinking about exfoliating for anti-aging, better skin, healthier looking skin, more vibrant skin, you're thinking about the time that the AHA, the alpha hydroxy acid, is sitting on the skin. Now, you're never going to see actual exfoliation, meaning actual skin cells moving away from the skin. And the reason that is by the method of action that AHAs work. In other videos, I've discussed how AHAs work within the stratum corneum. But this video is about what products can I use together to handle hydrating, exfoliating, anti-aging, and cleansing. All right. The reason I talked about AHA in time is because a lot of the products within the Serene line contain glycolic acid. So the first thing you want to do is get very familiar with units and get very familiar with the Fitzpatrick scale. On the Fitzpatrick scale, we have a 1, 2, and a 3 on the small scale. The reason I wrote that this way is because I want to keep you on the number 2. All right? When you're looking at units and how much AHA, A8 alpha hydroxy acid to use, you want less units this way and less units that way. Now, I just discussed this in another video and it seems redundant, but it's not. It's critical. Okay? Can we use or utilize a hydrator with another product that has glycolic acid in it? Yes. Hydrating lotion and AHA10 and or AHA2 under eye cream can be combined. There's no reason they can't be, either together or one over the other. What would be the reason they couldn't be? There isn't. They were designed that way. And what I mean by that is they're simple products. Extremely simple. There's no reason that they can't be. Why would you want to combine ceramide lotion and a glycolic acid product? You wouldn't. That is strictly a hydrator. And when would you use ceramide lotion? Well, I've discussed it in other videos. You're going to use ceramide lotion to replace, after cleansing, what the surfactant or the soap does in the stratum corneum to reduce transepidermal water loss. Reduce it by adding the ceramides to repair the barrier function after cleansing. Now, does hydrating lotion, the minor and or more basic within the Serene line, it does the same, but not nearly as well. It's just a matter of how the skin functions. Ceramides are a part of the stratum corneum. Ceramides are in ceramide lotion. They're not in hydrating lotion. Just the way that it goes. But what if you can't afford or don't want to use ceramide lotion and you have hydrating lotion and you have healing mask? Beautiful and almost potentially better, but okay. Hydrating lotion after cleansing, no ceramide lotion, but you have hydrating lotion and healing. Hydrating lotion, then a very, and I mean very light layer of healing on top. Can't even see it. If you want to know how powerful healing facial mask is within the Serene line, wipe your hand and put healing facial mask. Wipe it off and then rub. Basically happens is the healing facial mask after you wipe it off actually stays within the typography of the skin, and that's the smoothness that you're feeling. But the most important thing is that it absolutely occludes the skin and reduces transepidermal water loss to basically zero. Okay, can you use ceramide lotion underneath healing facial mask? Absolutely you can. Skin recovery serum. It has a lot of active ingredients in it. It's been around for 25, well, the same amount of time, like 25, 30 years, early 90s, I'm not kidding, okay? Wonderful product, all right? Would I combine it with hyaluronic acid? Absolutely. Would I apply hyaluronic acid underneath healing facial mask? Would I apply it under hydrating and then on top of that, put healing mask? Absolutely. Would I go as so far as to maybe, and I've never done this before, put healing facial mask and hyaluronic acid together and put that on the skin? Absolutely. Mix it, put it on once, see what happens. You can basically combine any product you want within the Serene line. Vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, all day long. The only ones that I would stay away from are Skin Renewal and Skin Renewal 10. I just would not mix those with anything because I don't see the benefit to the skin. I don't know why you would do that when they are made for regenerating cycles and intense use of glycolic acid. Now, I've talked about that in other videos with regards to the melanin process of creation during an assault on the skin, where the skin is naturally going to pigment when it's been assaulted. And I've talked about that. I'm not going to talk about that now. So let's just continue on. For example, okay, can you combine facial cleanser sensitive skin and BHA, AHA, clarifying astringent? Why could you not? Basically, by putting facial cleanser sensitive skin in your hand, you're taking, well, it's not written, but you're taking the base of AHA3 facial cleanser. Okay, the only difference between the two of those products is one has 3% glycolic acid and the other doesn't. And if you take facial cleanser sensitive skin, you're after the surfactant, right? And then you put the BHA, AHA, which is 2% salicylic acid and 10% AHA or glycolic acid, time dependent, lather it together, dry face, dry hands, have at it. Wonderful acne treatment. Wonderful. Now be careful, because most of the time BHA and AHA, clarifying astringent, is used strictly at night and is an acne treatment. How can you reduce the drying effects of BHA, AHA clarifying astringent while I'm on the topic? By making sure that the skin is wet and or utilizing a wet cotton round. Remember, water is your friend to increase the pH and or dilute the product. The more water you use, the more you're diluting and buffering the acids within the active product you're using. So if you remember that, that's always a way that you can help a client become, well, more satisfied with the product that they bought, because they're drying their face out with BHA, AHA, so therefore another, or a cleanser or whatever, right? And they're saying, oh, my skin's so dry, whatever. Well, the answer is not always in hydration. It's in a reduction of either the acid and or diluting the product. Serene was built for that. It was built for that reason. It was built to be flexible. It was built to be like a screwdriver that has Phillips head on one side and flathead on the other, like the universal tool. That's why there's not that many products within the line, and that's why it rarely ever changes with regards to actives and or addition products to the line, because they're really not needed. You see how that works? All right. So I've gone roundabout and really hit on a lot of topics, but the reason I drew this graph here is I want you to understand that a hydrating product can also be a part of anti-aging, and exfoliating is a part of anti-aging. So when you isolate anti-aging creams, anti-aging regenerating cream, or the eye cream, the one, it's really just a small piece of the overall picture. But when you see the arrows and you see what we're after here, isn't this what we're after? Cleanse the skin, hydrate it, exfoliate it, anti-aging? Isn't this the layers of the skin and the stratum corneum, which is what we're doing when we exfoliate? And isn't, as you've seen in other videos where I've told you or explained to you, that the more invasive you are, the more chances of post-pill complications, unless you really know the client, and the more downtime there is. Like, for example, with trichloroacetic acid, a lot of downtime, because you're going to be peeling very deep. Okay? All right. Anti-aging, exfoliating, hydrating, and cleansing. The skin is only doing two things: keeping moisture in and exfoliating. That's it. If it can't do those things properly, and if you aren't aware of the amount of glycolic acid units you're using, you are going to be stripping away the stratum corneum and the skin's ability to hold water in, which is going to create a massive amount of problems and reverse all of your efforts as it relates to anti-aging and hydration. because you've over-exfoliated. All serums can be mixed together. All creams and lotions can be mixed together. Understand the active ingredient. Understand what the active ingredient does on the skin. Watch your units of acids being used. Always pay attention to the Fitzpatrick scale. And in closing, Skin Renewal and Skin Renewal 10 are the only two products that I would never mix with anything else. I just wouldn't do it. Skincare Science and Serene is based on the philosophy of one active ingredient, one purpose, for one result, for beautiful skin. That's the foundation. So I hope this helps and gives a broad view. And if you have any direct questions, put them in the comments below. Text me, email me. If you have that information, get a hold of me and I'll elaborate. This is Marty, and we'll see you in the next video.